Home invasion.
Yep. Jesus. I hate these things. They scare the bejesus out of me. Another one out on Long Island. My home, it's where I live. It's where I live. It's where my children play with their toys. Now, and another home invasion out on Long Island. This seems to kick up every so often. They took the summer off, I guess, and now they're deciding to go back to it.
Well, Christmas is right around the corner at this point, so,
We were talking about that in the office also after the home invasion story. Me and Than were talking, and Than's paranoid too, about people following him home. We told a few stories about people that they follow you home, and then when you pull in, they pull behind you, get out, and get you while you're getting in the house. And I'm thinking, who's the idiot that doesn't see someone following them? You're on the expressway, you get off on the same off-ramp. Okay, that happens. A few twists and turns down the street. Now you're by your house, and the car is still behind you? Get out of here.
I was telling you the story.
Yeah.
I don't want to mention the guy's name, but someone I knew in junior high, we were acquaintances.
Mm-hmm.
And then when high school hit, when you figure out everything, and you all go your separate ways, he went the bad way. He went the real bad way.
Yeah, I knew a few of them, sure.
And
everyone does.
Don't want to say his name, but he was one of those guys. He turned out to be one of these guys.
Home invasion guy?
Well, their deal was they would follow you on the Long Island Expressway.
See, ain't that great?
So there's like bad people. It doesn't happen as often, though.
And then what would they do?
Because this was hot for about a year or two, and yet you don't hear about this as often. Bad people on the Long Island Expressway, they go near the exits where the homes are deep in the woods. They follow a very expensive car, knowing, okay, this person has money.
See?
They follow you right off the Long Island Expressway, windy road, all the way to your house, pull into your driveway, they pull up, and they rob you at gunpoint in your driveway.
Trusting idiots.
So a kid I knew, more than knew, but then he went his own little way. He was one of those guys, and they followed somebody home.
Anakin Skywalker.
Nice car.
Name. No?
The guy gets out. Now, this guy and his friend get out to rob this individual.
Yes.
The individual has a gun. Blam! Shoots this kid I used to know in the back of the head.
Nice. Sorry, but...
So, kid I knew, shot to the head. His friend drags him back in the car. Realizes this guy is definitely going to die.
So this went poorly.
So, instead of going to a hospital, maybe... he decides to dump the car and my old acquaintance in back of the Walt Whitman Mall to die.
Ah, there you go.
Left him in the car?
Oh, yeah.
You sit here for a while.
They found his body the next day, dead in this car.
Would he have lived if they had called the hospital or no?
I don't know, to be
Shot
honest
to
with
the
you.
head?
This is so many years ago, I don't even know anymore. But, yeah, he was shot to the back of the head.
Nice. See, there's a guy with some gumption.
Yeah, that's what that's...
There's a homeowner that's not taking any guff.
So here's the latest home invasion.
Walk it off. Yeah, I'm going to pull back behind the mall. You walk it off, I'm leaving.
I think we have some audio, if I could find...
Home invaders. If more of these homeowners would arm themselves, God, just start blasting.
I can't find it.
And don't leave your doors and windows open. What's wrong with people? That's what locks are for, and alarms. It's always they crawled in through an open window in the back, or they came in through an open garage door, or a side door was left open.
We had one of those today. I think it was in Brooklyn.
Yep.
Older couple left some window open to their study.
Back window, yeah, it was open behind it. What are you leaving windows open for?
The undesirables.
Lock them up.
Climb through the window, tie up the old couple, and ask where was the safe.
Yeah.
So Kenny, of course, the...
Secret agent man, secret agent man, they're giving you a number and taking away your name.
he's an expert. He goes, inside job.
Inside job?
Yeah, because the criminals were asking about a safe.
That's true.
Inside job. They knew something about this home. But this couple left a little window open. You can't do that in the tri-state area.
Don't you leave windows
You can do it
open.
in the suburbs. You
No.
really can.
No!
You really can.
No!
You can in Manhattan.
Nope.
Pretty much every building, the first 5 floors have bars on the windows. You just can't do it in Manhattan.
You can't do it in the suburbs.
Unless you have a window with bars in front of it, of course.
Look what happened in Westbury today. Home invasion. Home invasion.
Look at Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker. I gotta agree with Andy, because that's...
Lock him up.
The Night Stalker would look for open windows like that, and he would tuck his stupid jeans into his sock so he didn't, like, leave, like, little filaments.
Fibers.
Yeah, and knock things over. And
wow.
That's what they look for. And those guys that are, like, predatory rapists and stuff look for an open window.
The worst story concerning, and I believe it was him, was that the older woman in the shotgun.
Oh, yeah, that was Ramirez.
Oh, my God. Ramirez comes in. Here he is. You know, this guy's been raping and murdering. And she pulls out
first, her husband is asleep on a couch in the other room.
Yeah.
Or something. So Ramirez, I think, blasts him.
Yep.
And I think she's in the bedroom and she hears it.
Yeah.
And so she then she goes under the bed and gets the shotgun.
Gets the shotgun, points it at Ramirez, who's walking through the door, pulls the trigger.
Nothing.
Click! Apparently they had some children over the house the previous day, and the husband had unloaded the shotgun. Could have ended his reign of terror right there. And what do you hear? Click!
Instead of, she should have just, I mean, if she would have known it was unloaded, she could have just pointed at it and said, "Get out!" And I'm sure he would have ran away.
Yeah, maybe.
He wasn't ready for the old blood to have a shotgun.
Was it like in the movies when it went click, he just, like, smiled? Real big?
Come on, Grandma.
I hope not. He had bad teeth. That's the last thing you want to see as your dies, his rotted mouth.
All right, here's the latest home invasion on Long Island. This is what horrifies Anthony.
Oh.
On Long Island, police are investigating another home invasion. This one happened in Westbury. Cops say 3 men, one armed with a gun, burst into the home at about 5:30 last night. The attackers left with an undetermined amount of valuables. Nobody's hurt, but the crime in broad daylight has left the neighborhood shaken.
We hear about things like that all the time, as you never think it's going to be, right across the house.
See?
It's an unusual thing happen for the neighborhood. It's got to be scary because,
This
I
in my
got 2 young
neighborhood.
kids, and definitely things to move out, that's for sure.
Investigators say it's too early to tell if this home invasion is linked to one over the weekend that left 2 people in the hospital.
See, you hear that one guy? He goes, you hear about these things on the news, but you never think it's going to be you. I do. I sit there and think, it's going to be me. So you prepare. Lock up. Cameras. I just called my security guy. Cameras.
Yeah, there's preparing, and then there's being a psychopath like yourself.
No. Psychopath.
That
I have a contingency plan.
Do you know he was telling me before the show that he has pretty much markings on the floor where he wants his chick to stand?
I've blocked my house like a movie.
What?
I'm blocking in my house like a movie
He's got marks on the floor, so if he's not there and the alarm goes off, he's told his chick, "You stand on that mark with the shotgun."
I say, if that alarm goes off, we have the cordless phone. Don't worry about clipping no wires or anything like that. You are to immediately grab the shotgun, rack it, and go right here. And I pointed to a spot that gives her perfect cover and a perfect vantage point of the front locked door of the bedroom. Because we sleep in our bedroom with the door locked. So that way, they're going to have to come through, the bedroom door also. So as that's happening, now the security, the alarm's going off, so the cops are on the way. And she can, hunker down and hold off anybody that might be trying to get into the bedroom. And if they do successfully come through the door, she's ready to blast away.
But what if it's you? What if you forgot something at home?
I do think, once I'm
sure you have this scenario.
I set
figured
the
out,
alarm.
too.
I call first before I come in the house. And I say, I forgot something. Could you, disable the alarm and let me in? It's me.
I'm
very safe.
This is going to end ugly someday.
No, I'm
It really
very
is.
safe. I'm
some poor neighbor with a bunch cake.
Very safe. Very safe.
Hello, anyone? Bam!
Very safe.
Yeah,
it's only intruders.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be cautious, unfortunately, 'cause especially since you're a celebrity or a target. I mean, it's a reality. You got to be.
That's right.
All right.
You, on the other hand, are ready for things that you probably don't never need to be ready for. Well, I told her if they're rappelling in from the roof that she has to hide from this vantage point. All right.
Well, you never know where they're coming from.
Let's go to Carpio in Brooklyn. Carpio.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Hey, man.
The detail you forgot to mention about the Ramirez that scene is right after she pulls the trigger and it clicks. He was so enraged about her attempt to kill him that he cut her eyeballs out and then saved them in a little jewelry box that they found in his.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Jesus, that would enrage somebody like him. Like, wow, she almost killed me.
Right.
The nerve, yeah.
And this was after he had raped her and beat her up.
Oh, did he rape her too?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he raped old ladies. There was one case. Who were the two old women? They were asleep, and he broke into. They were like in their 80s, and he breaks into their place, and he takes a lamp and just caves both their heads in with a lamp, like they were in their 80s. He was just
right. Yeah.
He was a dick.
Was there ever any interviews or anything with him as to what type of lunatic
sure there
he
were.
was?
He gets wedding proposals all the time in jail.
Oh my
women,
God,
you dummies. You always want. I want a nice guy, and here's a man with rotted teeth who raped and murdered old ladies.
And caved in their skulls and cut their eyeballs out.
Why are we laughing extra hard?
I don't. It's just always funny.
Yeah. All right, let's say hi to Chrissy in Jersey. Chrissy, what's up?
Hi guys, I love the show.
Thank you, Chrissy.
I just you were talking about how in suburban areas it might be a little safer, but I live in a very safe neighborhood, and our house got broken into. The kids came through the garage, and then our garage door, to the house, was unlocked.
See, why?
Our jewelry.
Oh, God. You know, you got your garage doors. Now, sometimes those things can be compromised. They're electronic with the garage door opener, and then maybe you got a keypad also with a little code that can open it up if you don't have your little remote. And then there are things that on older ones, the guys can sit down the street and actually read your remote codes and punch them in and open your garage door. So you should never
anything like that. We just they just forced open the window in the garage.
See, the window in the garage. And then why then was the door between the garage and the house left unlocked?
Because we always did. It was never a problem, and now we lock it all the time.
You
obviously,
gotta lock it. Never leave the keys in the garage, because if they get in the garage, then they got your keys. And always keep that door locked.
Or hide them somewhere really good. Like when there's a thing. We would always hide the keys. We would put them under a paint can with keys written on the wall and an arrow pointed
and
down.
And an arrow, keys under paint can.
Yes, in parentheses.
Parentheses.
I side more with you on the security issue, though. I'm kind of paranoid, too.
High security for me.
I've read too many serial killer books to know, boy, once they get a hold of you.
I could not imagine being in that situation of utter terror and complete lack of control of the situation because you weren't prepared. If it never happens to me, God bless. God bless.
You're such a liar.
But
you want it to happen to you so you could blam, 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 blam.
If I got to
take that,
if
blam.
I got to take out one of these animals, one of these animals that terrorize someone, it would be great. Oh, but please, fantastic.
You secretly want it to happen.
Be honest. I'd shoot him like that scene in Pulp Fiction.
But be honest.
Just let him writhe around on the floor going,
Do you secretly think about it, knowing you're going to be okay and your girl's going to be okay, but you're secretly thinking this would be kind of cool.
No, actually, I really wouldn't. It supposedly really screws you up for the rest of your life if you kill somebody. Go figure. I don't even like hearing like a thud thud under my tires and not looking back to see if it was a little squirrel or something. Makes me feel bad all day.
How about the guy whose son came home, him and his wife were home, and his son came home the early night before from college early.
Yeah.
And the father didn't know and shot him in the kitchen or something.
Well, the father knew. He just didn't like the kid.
Yeah, I heard the kid's report cards weren't up to snuff.
Tuition's very expensive. The thing is, you have to identify your target. Shooting through doors is unacceptable. Shooting blindly in the dark, you gotta know who or what your target is. That's why you can't just go blasting through a window. Or there was one guy who set up some wacky goddamn coyote from the contraption from Roadrunner, where a shotgun was pointed at his window with a trigger, a string connected to the window with like a pulley. And his son went to climb through the window and kablooey. There he goes.
Well, we got one of those on the phones here. JP.
Hey, what's up, bud?
Hey. What's up?
Listen, my uncle's all into electronics and everything, and he was noticing that stuff was getting moved around every time he left the house and everything like that. So he puts all these remote sensors under his deck because apparently he'd be coming in through the basement window. So it turns out that it was the mayor's son, and the mayor lives next door to him, and he was coming in through the basement, and the remote sensor, got him coming in underneath the deck, closed the piece of lattice work that goes around the deck.
Yeah.
Trapped him under the deck all day. And when the mayor, his father, finally came home, he said, somebody's been breaking into my house. And I kind of think it's your son. And he starts saying, oh, he would never do that. He would never do that. So he goes, it's funny because it kind of sounds like him underneath the deck. He had him trapped under there all day.
He actually had a cage type thing that came down under the deck.
The whole deck was surrounded by lattice work. And he put like a remote laser
James
sensor
Bond.
across it. So as soon as he tripped the sensor, it just closed him in under the deck all day.
That's great.
Yeah.
But what happened was that, did it affect the mayor's political career?
I don't know. I think he pretty much kept his mouth shut.
Food! All right!
All right, let's go to Ralph in Holbrook. Ralph?
Hey there, Ralph.
What's going on, boys? Hey, Anthony, why don't you get a dog? You could do like Monty Burns from The Simpsons.
That means he would have to care for something.
A dog, exactly. What would I do when I'm away? What would I do? Go to a kennel? Put it in a kennel? What do I do?
Marge would help you out.
What do I do when a dog takes a big doggy dump on the floor? What do I do when a dog eats through a couch that is now taking me upwards of 8 months to get? What do I do then?
8 months?
8 months so far.
What's it made out of? Baby skin? What's the matter with
Yes,
you?
it is, as a matter of fact.
I'm actually surprised you don't have a dog.
What?
Just a big, nasty, like Rottweiler or something.
More damage to the house.
If they're well trained, they're not that bad, dude.
No,
Plus, anything that gets damaged, you could just have fixed.
Who's going to walk it? Not me.
You wouldn't want to walk a
And then you walk a dog in the
Who's
rain.
going to pet it?
You know what a wet? You know what a wet dog smells like in your house? You know how?
Yes, I've dated women. I know what it's like when they get off the exercise bike.
I am not having a wet, nasty smelling dog ruin my luxurious house.
Leave them in the back. Get a nice little doghouse for them. I have a nice one built.
No.
Let them poop in the yard. Then you can run barefoot through it and yell tee.
Guns don't crap on your floor.
That's true, but you don't accidentally shoot relatives with a dog either. It's gonna happen. Your mom walks in accidentally and he drops a log on her foot. Everybody laughs.
If my mom comes in and she's acting like a burglar, she deserves to get shot.
It's funny she comes in like but with one of those old school burglar masks, like the one the Hamburglar.
The mask. Carrying out a bag with a $sign on it.
It's the O&A virus spreading across America.